How did backbeat define rock and roll in the 50s? Imagine a rhythm so lively, it makes your body want to move instantly. That's what the backbeat did for music in the 1950s. It changed everything about how songs felt and sounded. Before this, popular music focused on the first and third beats of each measure, giving it a more formal, structured feel. But the backbeat shifted the focus to the second and fourth beats. This simple change made the music feel more urgent, more energetic, and more exciting. It was a bold move that gave rock and roll its distinctive pulse. Back in the late 1940s, jazz, swing, and rhythm and blues used the backbeat, but only at emotional moments or at the end of songs. Drummers played it loud and heavy only when they wanted to create a climax. Playing loud all the time was seen as unmusical and improper. But then came the late 1940s with records like Wynonie Harris's Good Rockin' Tonight. These recordings used the backbeat throughout the entire song. The result was a hit that made young dancers want to jump and shake. The heavy, steady beat kept the song on top of the charts for months. The snare drum became the main instrument for this new sound. It created a sharp, chuck-chuck-chuck rhythm that became a signature of rock and roll. Musicians straightened out the bouncy, swung rhythms of blues and boogie-woogie into a relentless drive that felt fresh and modern. When rock and roll burst into the mainstream, critics and fans alike pointed to the backbeat as its defining feature. It made the music perfect for dancing and expressing youthful energy. Songs like Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good and Elvis Presley's early hits show how the backbeat could carry a whole song. It made people want to dance and move without stopping. The backbeat also became a symbol of rebellion. It broke away from the more restrained adult music of the past. It connected to African American roots in jazz, blues, gospel, and church music, giving rock and roll a sense of authenticity and emotional power. Teenagers felt this music was different from what their parents listened to. It was loud, lively, and full of attitude. By the end of the 1950s, the backbeat was everywhere in rock and roll. Artists like Buddy Holly, Bill Haley and the Comets, and Elvis Presley built their sound around it. This rhythm transformed the genre from a novelty into a permanent part of popular music. It influenced many styles that came after, from pop to funk to hip-hop. The rise of rock and roll with the backbeat marked a real shift in how music was made and enjoyed. It gave young audiences a new sound that was loud, fun, and full of life. The emphasis on beats to and for created a groove that was impossible to ignore. It became the heartbeat of the 1950s and set the stage for the musical revolution that followed.